If you were to take public transit to or from Dulles International Airport, Washington, D.C.'s main international airport, chances are you'd probably be taking the DC Metro Silver Line, which has served the airport since 2022. But the Silver Line isn't the only transit line that serves the airport. Let's ride the only two other local public transit lines to serve Dulles' passenger terminal: Fairfax Connector bus routes 983 and 952. Real quick, just note the emphasis on local here. We'll circle back to this. Fairfax Connector Route 983, which we'll be riding first, starts at Dulles Airport's passenger terminal, running east along the Airport Access Road and State Highway 267 to Innovation Center, providing another interchange with the Silver Line. The 983 then turns south, running along local suburban roads on a route that roughly parallels the airport's eastern property boundary to the Udvar-Hazy Center of the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum, where we'll go shortly. And I'll explain where the other bus, the 952, goes once we're done with the 983. The shared airport terminus of these Fairfax Connector routes, funny enough, isn't in Fairfax County, but rather in Loudoun, as the main passenger terminal building for the airport is on the west side of the county line that splits the airport property. Anyways, let's go find the bus stop. My brother and I arrived at Dulles Airport via the Silver Line from Ashburn, and as the Fairfax Connector buses leave from the terminal building and not directly from the metro station, it's a few minutes of escalators and moving walkways to actually get to the bus stop. This is probably among the longest walks for an officially mapped train-to-bus connection on the DC Metro, so let me know in the comments if you know of any other really long walks to get from the train to the bus bay. Signs for the Fairfax Connector and the Virginia Breeze and Mega bus stops, but we're waiting for the Fairfax Connector. We want the 983 to the Udvar-Hazy Center. 983 is here. Pulling in, which hopefully it should leave decently soon. And the 952 is already here, but hopefully we'll be on that later today. Good, thank you. So, Charm Card does work on Fairfax Connector. So when we come back, it's theoretically possible to get from this bus to the one in front of us, so hopefully that happens for us as well. We're off. After serving the south bus bays at Innovation Center Station, where the bus picked up more passengers going in the direction of the Air and Space Museum, the 983 runs along more local roads through some office parks and eventually onto Air and Space Museum Parkway, the road that will take us the rest of the way to the museum. There's only one stop left, but...
Stop requested.
And once we get close, we start seeing signs for museum parking, which costs $15 if you're driving. Actual admission to the Air and Space Museum is free, however, and you can avoid the $15 parking fee by taking this bus, which only has a fare of $2.25, or is free if you're transferring from Metrorail with a SmartTrip card. Or you can be like me and use a Charm card from Baltimore, but those are going to become increasingly rare, so maybe keep it as a souvenir and save it for special occasions. After passing through the parking gate, the bus pulls right up to the museum entrance. Over here. Alright, we're at the Udvar-Hazy Center of the Air and Space Museum. While I've actually never been to the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum in DC, the Udvar-Hazy Center, part of the same organization, is definitely worth a visit. They've got a whole hangar full of planes, they've got a Concorde, they've got this cool Lockheed SR-71A Blackbird, they've got a space shuttle, they have Rolex timepieces on the elevator for some reason, and they've even got an observation tower from which you can see Dulles Airport, which is, granted, right next to the museum. After spending quite a long time at the museum, we head back outside to catch the bus back to the airport, which runs every 25 minutes to an hour, depending on the time and day. It is only hourly on weekends, though, so keep that in mind if you plan to come here on a Saturday or Sunday. Dulles.
Dulles Airport, Route 983.
Anyways, soon enough, we're pulling away from the museum and leaving the parking lot gates to head back up to the airport pretty much the same suburban way we came down. We stop at Innovation Center Station again before hopping on the Dulles Access Road to head back to the airport terminal, coming down the special terminal access road for buses and commercial vehicles. Fairfax Connector. Thank you. Thank you. Alright, we're here, and now we just wait for the 952. While waiting for the 952, we wandered around the terminal area for a bit. We walked back to the metro station via the parking lot access to the underground tunnel, which is honestly probably faster than walking all the way back through the terminal. We explored the main check-in counter area, which is architecturally pretty neat, so much so that there's a Lego model of it inside. Hey, we just saw one of those. They also have Lego people movers. Eventually, our bus, which runs every 20 minutes at peak weekday times and hourly at other times, pulls up to the terminal bus stop. Fairfax Connector Route 952, like the 983, starts at the Dulles Airport Passenger Terminal, but roughly follows the Silver Line for its entire route, running east along the Airport Access Road and State Highway 267 before exiting onto local roads in Herndon, serving Herndon Station, and then continuing into Reston, serving Reston Town Center Station, before ending its route at Wheelie Reston East Station. So basically, the whole route just follows the Silver Line until Wheelie Reston East, acting as a local connection for places between metro stops. Simple enough. Heading east, and although I didn't show it every time it happened before, we pass Innovation Center for the 5th time by a bus in the process of filming this video. Then we run past some businesses and offices to the bus stop on the quiet north side of Herndon Station. We pass some more offices and Reston Town Center Station on our way to Wheelie Reston East Station, which has some pretty good land use around it. At the very end of our route, we pull into the underground bus bay of Wheelie Reston East. Alright. The underground bus bay. For those curious, they're new flyer buses, but never actually been under here before. From the underground bus bay, we take the escalator up into the plaza and then head into the metro station, which is easily accessible from the underground bus station, to catch a train back towards Ashburn. Overall, the 983 and 952 are nice bus routes, though they could be a little more frequent, considering they serve a major airport. But we generally had a good experience with Fairfax Connector on both routes. Now, if you recall, at the beginning of the video, I emphasized that we'd be riding every local public transit bus route from the airport terminal. Yep, it's disclaimer time. True, the Fairfax Connector 952 and 983 are the only local transit routes other than the Silver Line to directly serve the airport terminal. But these two routes aren't the only two buses that serve the airport. And no, I'm not counting parking, rental car, or hotel shuttle buses in this. The main terminal building at Dulles Airport is in Loudoun County, and you may be wondering, where's Loudoun County Transit? Wouldn't they want to serve this massive destination within Loudoun County? Well, at the time of filming, which was well before I left to study abroad in Germany, Loudoun County Transit did not serve the airport terminal. As of October 20th, 2025, however, Loudoun County Transit started running a new regional commuter bus between Leesburg and Dale City via Manassas Park that happens to directly serve Dulles Airport in the drop-off lanes by the metro station, allowing for a quick underground walk via moving sidewalks to the main terminal. So we've now entered a time of Loudoun County Transit actually serving Dulles Airport. However, this line, Route 182 in the morning and Route 582 in the evening, is a commuter bus, not a local bus. And to keep the theme of this video, which again I filmed over a year ago, I will not be counting it here, hence my mention of local transit. And I do want to ride that commuter bus eventually, but it's just a matter of when can I actually find the time to do that. We'll see. I'll also say that the Virginia Breeze intercity bus service serves Dulles Airport too, but because it's also not local transit, it won't count here either. Alright, now that the disclaimer's out of the way, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of Dulles Airport having so few transit bus routes in the comments. And let me know if you've been on either of these routes before, or perhaps plan to in the future. As always, enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see y'all in the next one.